This is not just the story of a car, it's the story of a man who defied science, risked his life, and shook the world with a technology no one believed possible. His name is Maxwell Chikumbutso, a Zimbabwean inventor who dared to challenge the impossible. A high school dropout with no formal degree, yet he achieved what billion-dollar car companies couldn't even imagine. A car that runs without fuel, without charging, powered by nothing but the energy floating in the air. Microsonic Energy. But before we dive into the shocking dangers and deadly betrayals Maxwell faced, let me introduce you to the car that stunned the world. This isn't just any vehicle. It's called the Saith EV, a sleek, futuristic-looking car that's redefining the meaning of endless power. Its design is impressive. Aerodynamic curves, sharp LED lighting, and a powerful stance that screams innovation. But the real magic lies under the hood. Instead of a traditional engine or an electric battery, the Saith EV is powered by Maxwell's revolutionary Microsonic Energy device, a small box about the size of a laptop. This device converts radio frequencies, invisible waves floating through the air, into pure, unlimited energy. The result? Top speed. 220 kilometers per hour, matching powerful sports cars. Range, infinite. No refueling, no recharging, just endless motion. Power output. Strong enough to power a 3-bedroom house, just like a Tesla Powerwall, but without charging. Think about that for a second. A car that never stops. No fuel stations, no charging points. Just turn it on and drive. Forever. But this invention didn't come without danger. Maxwell's journey started in a small workshop in Zimbabwe. With no engineering degree, no corporate funding, and no high-tech lab, just a mind filled with ideas. For years Maxwell experimented, testing circuits, magnets, and antennas. He failed over and over again, but he refused to quit. Then, one night, he discovered something extraordinary. His antenna picked up a strange signal, not a typical radio wave, but something far more powerful. This signal carried raw energy, an invisible force flowing through the air. Maxwell knew instantly that he had stumbled upon something big. He called it microsonic energy. His first successful test was on a small motorbike. He wired his invention directly into the bike's engine, and to his amazement, it roared to life, without fuel, without a battery, just endless motion. But when Maxwell turned his discovery into a full-size car, everything changed. The first test drive was nothing short of unbelievable. On a quiet road in Zimbabwe, Maxwell's car started and kept going, not for minutes, but for hours. And when he pushed it harder, it reached 220 kilometers per hour, still with zero fuel or battery power. For Zimbabwe, it was a miracle. For Maxwell, it was proof that his invention could change the world. But for powerful oil tycoons and billion-dollar car companies, it was a threat. Soon, Maxwell started receiving mysterious calls. Wealthy investors from across the globe offered him millions to sell his invention, but Maxwell refused. And that's when the threats began. One day, Maxwell received an invitation to present his invention in the United States, an opportunity he believed would change his life. But it was a trap. In a luxury hotel in New York, Maxwell was handed a cup of coffee. Minutes later, his vision blurred, his heartbeat slowed, and he collapsed on the floor. Doctors later confirmed it. Maxwell had been poisoned. He barely survived. But when he returned home, things took an even darker turn. His business partner, the man who had worked beside him for years, was found dead under mysterious circumstances. It was no longer just about technology. Maxwell was fighting to stay alive. But despite the threats, Maxwell refused to stop. February 10th, 2025, the day that would change everything. The president of Zimbabwe personally announced that he would unveil Maxwell's invention to the world, a moment that would prove Maxwell's technology wasn't just a myth, it was real. But powerful forces didn't want that to happen. The night before the launch, Maxwell received a chilling phone call. Your car will never make it to the stage, but your body might. The following morning, as Maxwell was driving to the event, his car's brakes failed. Someone had tampered with the system. Miraculously, Maxwell survived the crash. But what happened next left the world speechless. During the demonstration, the president of Zimbabwe himself stepped into Maxwell's car for a live demonstration. As the president drove, something incredible happened. The car's headlights began glowing brighter and brighter until suddenly, streetlights across the entire city block flickered to life, all powered by Maxwell's car. No fuel, no charging, just endless, unstoppable energy. This wasn't just a car anymore. It was a revolution. Maxwell's invention threatened to destroy the oil industry, revolutionize the automotive world, and change the global energy landscape forever. But there's one more twist to this story, one that even Maxwell couldn't predict. Rumors began to spread that powerful corporations were quietly sending agents to Zimbabwe, determined to either buy or steal Maxwell's invention at any cost. Some say Maxwell's technology is the key to free energy for the entire planet. Others believe it's so powerful that it could destabilize economies worldwide. Whatever the truth may be, one thing is certain: Maxwell Chikumbutso's invention has already changed history, and the fight for his technology has only just begun.